Hello, and welcome to this month's edition of InDesign Newsletter, where you learn tips and tricks and really cool things that you can do inside of InDesign. Now, who am I? I am Andrea Basilasan. I'm an Adobe community professional. I also teach web and graphic design at a college. And so that's all you need to know about me. Let's go ahead and get to why you are here. All right. So what we're going to do is this right here, this journal. We're going to create a journal. Journals are all the roar. Everybody loves journals. Everybody loves putting stickers on journals. Um, Journals help people in their day-to-day, know exactly what they need to do. And people spend a lot of money on journals, but you can make your own. Super easy to make your own journal. And that's why I'm here. And what we're going to talk about today is how to make your own journal. So what you see is a journal right now for January, should say 2023. We're going to pretend it does, but it's a journal, and there's a calendar, there's a note page, goals, and then your area where you can write out what you need to do for the week. And you can enhance this. You can do a lot of things with it. The goal today is just to show you how to start one, and you can go in and wow, right? You can go ahead and make your wow journal if you want, from this. My job is just to really just show you a few things that you can do. Okay. So that being said, let's go ahead and get started. So we're going to file new, and we're going to go to new document. We're just going to go over to print, and we're going to choose letter. We're going to change this to inches. We're going to uncheck facing pages because we don't need facing pages for this particular one. We're going to go to margins. I'm going to unlink margins because the goal is to make a journal that we put in a 3-ring binder. So we're going to give it some room on that left side. So we're going to give it 1 inch. We're going to keep the 1/2 inches everywhere else. Everything else on here is cool. Let's hit create. Now we have a lot to cover, so I'm going to try to. Now I just messed up, but anyway, we have a lot to cover, so I'm going to try to go ahead and get through this as quickly as possible. I'm going to go to document setup because, as I can see, I messed up with my margin. I didn't want the 0.5 on the top. I wanted it on the left. So all I had to do was go back into the document setup as I just did, and I hit OK. And there you have it. Okay. So now we are good to go. And I just realized that I didn't show you where I got the document set up from. So I just go to File and go up here to Document Setup, and then you'll get that dialog box that I just had, and you can go ahead and make those changes. Okay, so now we are set. So the first thing that we're going to do is I want my Layers panel out, and we're going to go ahead and I'm going to click on the text frame, or the rectangular frame tool, and I'm going to just draw out a box for the top. And this is just for where we're going to put our image. Then I'm going to hit the black arrow, move that up a little bit, and just so that I have room. And that looks like it's going to provide me enough room. So what I'm going to do is type photos. I'm going to double click on the word layer, and type photos. And I'm cool with everything else, and I'm going to hit OK. I like to stay managed. I like to keep my layers managed so that I know what I'm doing. So next thing I'm going to go to the CC libraries, and mine should already be set at Adobe stock, so I have to wait for it to warm up. And then I'm going to type in winter. Okay. And then I'm going to look for a winter scene that I want to be up in this top part. And as a matter, let me see. I love winter photos. I just think winter is so pretty. I like this one. I like this one. I'm going to go ahead and I like this one. I think this was really, really cool. I'm going to go with this one. Why not? But then Frosty. No, I'm going to go Frosty. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and grab that. And all I got to do is click and drop it in. And you see this little cursor. I'm going to move it around until I have the parentheses around the symbol, because that means that I'm dropping it inside of this box. I don't know why. InDesign. There we go. All right. So now I just dropped it in. Does it look exactly how I want it to look? No. So I have options as well. I can go back to my properties panel, and I can play with the fitting. See where it says frame fitting here. I'm going to choose the first one, or I can right click and I can go down to fitting. Oh my goodness. I always have a hard time finding it because my eyes don't want to work all the time, I tell you. All right. So I can go down here to fitting, and then choose fill frame proportionally. So either way, I have options. This I like. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to click on the little grabby, and I kind of just want the face of the snowman. That's what we're going to do. So I'm going to bring this out just a little bit. I'm trying to figure out how to frame this for now. There we go. Boom. Like it. Now I got this little broom stick, and there you have it. So the next thing I'm going to do, all right, so I got the photo in here. I'm going to make a new layer. This one is going to be for text. So I'm going to type text. I really like to keep my stuff in order. So, all right. And then I'm going to go ahead and just type January, hit return, and type 2023. Okay. So when I have that, I'll bring this up here. I'm definitely going to keep it inside of the margins because remember the whole punch, that was the whole purpose of this. So the next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and change the type here. I think I want magistral bold. Yes. Okay. All right. And now I'm going to go ahead and increase this font size, maybe 30. Let's see, 36. Okay, I'm cool with that. And the next thing that I want to do is I want this to be all caps. So I'm going to go ahead and make it all caps. And I want to go ahead and increase the tracking a little bit. So I can increase the tracking up here, or I can just go ahead and use our keyboard shortcut. But I'm going to go ahead and bring that out just a little bit. So let's see, 50 looks good. And this is just to help with legibility. We got people with older eyes. I'm getting older. My eyes are getting older. So people like me then. All right. So now that I have this text exactly how I want it, let me go ahead and bring this up just a little bit. Bring that. Okay. So now that I have the text like I want it, I would put an object style on here, but actually it looks fine. So I'm going to go ahead and change its color. But what I'm going to do is I want to go ahead and make a new style for this. So I'm going to go ahead to my styles panel. Here we go. And I'm going to choose paragraph styles. And I'm going to click on this paragraph style and I'll say calendar, cal year. Okay. And then so what I'm going to do is go down here to the character color and I want to go ahead and I'm going to just deal with blue. Okay, there we go. All right, so I got my snowman here. I got the information in here that I want. So now I can go ahead and start creating those boxes. Now I wanted to use this one as a, let me see. I wanted to use the calendar that's behind here as I look at it. So I'm going to move that over to my other screen real quick and bring this back. Okay. So this way I have a guide and know exactly what I'm doing. So I know that I want my calendar in this area. So I'm just going to put a placeholder for my calendar here. Okay. And I'm going to make it a little smaller than that side over there. So I'll put it like right here. Okay. And then, so what I'm going to do is go ahead and start putting placeholders here just so that, I only need this one. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and put these two placeholders here. Oh, that's okay. I don't even need that one up there anymore. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually add a guide. And the reason you'll know later is because I got to put this calendar up in here later. Okay. So I have a guide. So this is going to be my left side and this is going to be my right side. So what I'm going to do is to go ahead and start styling out this one. So I'm going to grab my type tool, type, and I'm going to type the word notes. And then I want notes to also follow some of the basic paragraphs that I have. So I'm going to click on calendar year. But of course, I want this to be much smaller. So I'm going to go ahead and make a new style. And I'll call this one header. Just header. All right. And then so I thought I was going to be clever, but yeah, no. All right. So then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change this to maybe like 24. I like that. I'm going to go ahead and give it some tracking. Just a bit. Yep, I like that. Yep, I'm happy with that. I'm going to hit OK. All right. So next thing I'm going to do is we want to bring some lines in here like we had on the other planner. So I'm going to make this just a little bit smaller because this is just notes. And for notes, I want it about like that. All right, so what I'm going to do is go ahead and hit return. And so now I'm going to make a new style. So I'm going to click on this style here. And these are going to be for our lines. So we have several ways we can make lines. We could actually just type lines out and then space them down, or we could hit the pen tool. But the way that we're going to do for this is we're going to make paragraph rules. And so much, it just makes it so much easier. So I'm going to go ahead to paragraph rules. And I'm going to go to just click on rule. It doesn't matter if it's above or below. I'm going to go ahead and give it like a 2-point in weight. You don't have to. Sometimes I want mine smaller. Sometimes I want it thicker. But I'm going to go ahead and keep it there. You also have the options of playing with what type of rule, what type of lines you want. You can do dashed lines, or things like that. I'm going to go ahead and keep it solid because that's fine. And then I'm going to hit OK. Okay. Now there's some things that we're going to change in just a few. You'll see. So I'm going to hit return. And every time I hit return, it's making a line. And I just find this to be so much easier to do it this way than, any other way that I named. Now I can click on lines too. And I can also play with the indent and spacing. And I can play with, sorry, not indent and spacing, basic character format. And I can play with the leading, which is your space in between the lines. So I can either increase if we want, or I could decrease. If I want it college ruled, maybe I would keep it here at 30 or something like that. I'm going to hit OK. All right. So I'm happy with that one. And now I'm not going to reinvent the wheel, right? I already have this one. So what I'm going to do is duplicate it. So I'm going to hold Option or Alt. If you're on a PC, it's Alt. I'm on a Mac, so it's Option. And I'm going to duplicate this. I'll get the dual arrow, and I'm just going to bring this down here. And I want this to be a little bit smaller. So I'm going to delete one of these lines. And I'm going to go back to my direct selection tool, bring this down just a little bit. I want that bottom line to kind of touch that bottom margin, right? And okay, there we go. So what I'm going to do with this one is going to be goals. Look at that. Just as quick as can be, we have just created 2, right? 2, not 1, but 2. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this again, holding Alt, bringing this over to the other side. And this one I want just a little bit bigger. So that's kind of, that works. Okay. And then I'm going to bring this down just a little bit, because this one is going to be the one that's going to be the days of the week. So I could either keep my days of the week like this, kind of how I have it here. This is the header. This is lines. Now I could, I could type Sunday and then hit return. I think I want 2 lines. I think I want 2 lines in between each. Then type Monday. And you're like, oh, that's looking horrible. Don't worry. No worries. I always have a plan. All right, so Monday, Sunday, Monday. And maybe here I'll put Tuesday. I'm doing this one a little different than the one that I showed you. And I tend to do that. Wednesday. I don't have to do. I can make my own stuff. Thursday. Friday. I'm gonna run out of room. We'll see. Saturday. No, it's gonna run out of room, but that's okay because I can make it smaller. Sunday. 1, 2. All right. So what I'm gonna do now, I noticed that these are way too big. So I'm going to, actually I like this. I think my lines are what are way too big. Let's just see. So I'm going to double click on the lines and I'm going to go to basic character format, and notice it's still going by the size that we had of our text. So if I make this smaller, see how it's making it smaller. And now you're seeing how Saturday is fitting there a little bit better. Let's go. Okay, and let me hit OK. So you still have areas, like you can modify it. There we go. Lines here. Sunday, Monday. Okay. And so for this one, remember we wanted these to follow header. So you can hit on, that is not what I thought was going to happen. Hang on. Okay. So with this one, Oh, I guess I have them all following lines. Okay. So what web? I have wed. All right, so let me see. This one, I'm just going to change this particular one to be days. And then I'm going to go ahead and modify this style. So I don't want a paragraph rule for that one. So I'll change the rule. And then I could either give it some shading, like I did for the other ones. So I'm going to click on shading. And then for this one, maybe I will make that shading that blue. And then go ahead and give it some offsets. So maybe I'll go ahead and like that, like so, like that. And then I'm going to clip it to the frame like this. And then I'm going to go over on the other side and give it a first line indent. But I just want to make sure there's nothing else that I want to change. Nope. So I'm going to go up here to indent and spacing. And I'm going to give it a left indent of like 0.125. I think I'm happy with that. And then I'm going to hit OK. All right. So now I have this set how I want it. All I got to do at that point is click on the other areas that I want to make those changes to. And I have it. You see how easy that is? Was that not like, look at this. Do paragraph styles. Get out of here. Get out of here. I know. All right. Days. And then this is how amazing paragraph styles are. Okay. So now what I'm noticing, though, is that I had to make some sacrifice, right? So I'm going to go ahead and change lines again and basic character format. All right, so I got lines at 9, and then I'm trying to see where I miscounted, because somewhere I miscounted, and that's not uncommon for me. Oh, okay, wait. Let me change the leading of these. Yeah, okay. This is where the issue is. I'm going to make this bigger. I like it. 12. Okay. And then, all right. So I'm going to change the leading. I'm going to hit OK. And then, so now it's just a matter of justifying where it is, you know, setting this up where I want this to start. Kind of like it there, but I need to fix Sunday. So you see Sunday. I'm going to type it here. All right, and let me give Sunday the days. This Sunday, I'm going to go back to line, and I'm going to get rid of the word Sunday. Okay, and then I just need one more line for Sunday. Let me see. Let me go ahead and create that line. There we go. And then I'll go ahead and modify the leading. I love playing with styles. I really do. I think if people were to, they would tell you that I love paragraph styles. Like, it's just, I don't know. I don't know why. I absolutely love them. Probably because they're just amazing. All right. And just awesome stuff that you can do to them. Okay. So now I see one issue, which is here. I'm not sure why I see that issue there and not there. So let me see. Could be my box. Nope, it's not. Did I not say that this one I wanted vertical? Let's see. Maybe I didn't have it selected. So let's go with our alignment. I'm going back to Control B. Oh, yeah, that's what it is. So I just hit Control or Command B, and I'm going to choose Alignment Center. Hit OK, and there we go. Okay. I was like, what is going on? Okay, so right there, we have pretty much our planner set. I got the spinning wheel, so while spinning, I'm going to talk. And so the last thing that we have to do is put the calendar in here, and that is the easy part. So I'm going to name this one 2023 Journal MO. So now I have that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit W again so that I can see my line. And I'm going to go up and we're going to make our table. And this is our last part, guys. This is the final part of what we have to do. And make sure I can see that other one, because I always like to have a, okay. All right. So the last thing that we got to do is go ahead and bring our calendar in here. So I'm going to go up to table. And then I'm going to go to create table. And then I'm going to do 5 rows, 5 body rows, 7 columns, and 1 header row. Thankfully, it's already in here for me, so that's cool. All right, and all I'm going to do is draw this out. And I want it to be like right here. Okay, and it drew out our calendar for us. What? And the crowd goes, yay. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and type in our Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Let me go ahead and zoom in so you guys can see it. So I'm going to style this, but I'll wait to style it until after I go ahead and get everything in here. So I'm going to put my cursor inside of this first box. And what we're going to do is make our numbers for our days of the week. So we're going to go to is type. Okay, so we have our cursors in here, right? It's here, right? So now we're going to go up to type. We're going to go down to bulleted and numbered list. We're going to go to apply numbers. Okay, and we're not going to see anything happen. It looks like nothing happened. We're going to hit the space bar, and now you'll see the number 1 and the period. You guys see that? Okay, so typically calendars, we don't want that period there. So what we're going to do is fix that. So with our cursor still in here, we're going to go to our properties panel. Now this seems like a really crazy way to do it, but it's not. So we're going to go down here to bullets and numbering inside of the properties panel, and we're going to choose options. Now, here's the thing. So when we go in options, you see where it says numbering style? Down here where it says number, we're going to get rid of that T, that caret, that's that upper arrow that you see, and that period, because that's saying, hey, after the number, add a period. It's okay. Trust me, it's going to work. Hit OK, and now you'll see that the number 1 is by itself. So if you need to see that again, rewind. It's pretty cool. All right, so the next thing we're going to do, smooth sailing from here, guys. I promise you. Remember, we're on our, let me go back to pages real quick. Just make sure. Go back. So a very important part of this was that everything has to be on the master page, where we're going to fix it. We're going to fix it. So right now, mine isn't on the master page. And you know what? Let me go ahead and fix that now. Do I want to fix it now? No, I'm going to fix it after. All right. So everything you want on the master page. And the reason is the master page is going to make this process so much easier. But I'm going to show you how to go ahead and put this on the master page. We're just going to copy it and paste it on the master page. But anyway, all right. So let's go ahead and copy that one. I'm going to hit Command C. You would hit Control C if you're on a PC. And then all we got to do, watch this, select it all and then paste. And what you're going to see is those numbers come in and they're in order. Do you guys see that? Do you not see the magic that is happening right before your eyes right now? So awesome. Okay, so I'm going to fix this issue that we have, but I need to unlock everything in order to fix that issue. I thought I locked some stuff. Oh, guess I didn't. Okay, sweet. All right, so never mind. I don't have to do that step. Okay, so I'm going to hit Command 0 so that I can select everything. I'm going to copy this. Now you can actually apply the master. You can apply your working page to the master page, but I'm just going to do it this way. So click on edit, cut. We're going to cut it. You got to cut it, right? And then we're going to go up to our pages. We're going to double click on this master page and we're going to go to edit, paste in place. Now everything is here and it's on the master page like it needed to be. So my mistake. I was so excited to start. Plus, it was just crazy. But anyway, so I got it started. So there we go. So now we're on the master page, which is what we need to be on. I'm going to save this to make sure. All right. So now that we're on the master page, the magic can begin. So we have our journal. And as a matter of fact, you know what? I feel like we would have more notes. So I'm going to add some more notes, lines to this, because for my journal, I want more notes. And I actually want this one to line up with the bottom. There we go. Let's look at that. Yeah, I think I'm happier with it like that. I'll bring this down just a little bit. Okay. All right. Sorry, I'm a little finicky with that. But anyway, so what we're going to do real quick is go ahead and style this. So I'm going to zoom in. And we want to style this. So we're going to do what's called table styles. So we're going to go down here to table styles. And anything that we want to affect the table, we would create in the style. So let's go ahead and double click. I'll just say main. And then, so what we're going to do is in here, this is where you can set up the borders. So if you want thicker borders, you can do that here. Hit your preview. You can do that here. It's not showing for some reason. Oh, I know why. Let me hit OK. Let's see. Nope, I didn't know why. I thought I knew why. All right, yeah, it wasn't showing, but that's okay. So anyway, if you want to make it blue, you can. We can also affect it with the cell color as well. If you want to change the type, like you wanted to give it some dots or what have you, you can. It looked like it did that, so I don't want to do that, but you can. If you want to, let me make it a crazy color. That's how we know if it did it. Let's go with pink. I'm not going to do that. All right, so if we want to play with the rows, change anything about the column strokes, change anything about the fills, you can do that here. But this really isn't what we want. I just wanted to set up that style. And so the next style that we want is going to be our cell styles. And this is where I'm going to hit new. And this is where we're going to go ahead and set up some basic stuff that we want to do with that. So in here, you can modify the text if you want to. I'm going to call this main. I'll say main one. All right, so you can play with the insets if you want to bring that text off from the edges. You can play with the alignment if you wanted to set up the alignment of this. You can also play with graphics if you had a graphic in here. Your strokes and fills you could play with in here, and your diagonal lines you could play with in here. So you have a lot of options. If we wanted to, for kicks and giggles, if we wanted there to be a color inside of there, we can. Now, why it's not showing, I'm not quite sure, but let me hit OK real quick. All right, so let me tackle this by, there we go, because I don't have type tool. All right, let me tackle this way. Now it's highlighting. Okay, so now I have main, and it's following exactly what I have in here for main. What do I have? I had the color of that C, and so all the stroke is following that C. So I'm going to make it that blue, though, because that just makes more sense. All right, so now you'll see that it is highlighting that. And the interesting thing, too, that just happened is you have to have the type tool selected to affect it when you're dealing with tables. So that was my fault for not doing that. But there you go. Look at that. Look at that. So now it's following that blue. If I wanted to add some cell, let me make sure I got type tool. If I wanted to add shading to this top one, I could. But what I actually want to do is I want that to be centered. I think I want it to be centered all around. So centered all around. I'm going to go ahead and apply. Redefine the style. Not bad. Okay, so, oh, no, I don't. I know why I didn't do that. All right, I'm going to make one header. So I'm going to make this my header style. And this one is the one that I want to have those rules. And what I'm going to do inside of here, again, is play with the stroke and fill. And I kind of want this one to have, Am I on the stroke or am I on the fill? Let me go to the fill. I want it to have like a blue, but I want the blue to have that tint of like 20%. And I'm hit OK. There we go. There we go. That makes me happy. And then I'm going to go ahead and highlight the whole thing. And I'm going to go ahead and give it, what is that? Magist real quick, just so that it follows our site. Okay, so now we are cool. We got our calendar, hit 0. And you may be thinking, oh, as a matter of fact, you know what I didn't do is I didn't change the text. Real quick, I'm going to highlight all of the text and just give it, let me see, type text. Okay, so with the text, I'm going to give it the blue color. Inside of a paragraph style. So I'm going to give it the blue color. So I'm going to go by, I'm going to highlight all my text. Come on, you can do it. And I'm going to make sure I'm affecting the text. Make sure that it is blue. It says it's blue. Okay, maybe I just can't see it. Okay, let me zoom in. Now, is that just me? You guys seeing it too? It's not blue. All right, so I'm going to click on this and I'm going to choose blue. Oh, I'm not in the type tool. Okay, hang on. Let me hit T for type. T for type. And let's see if I can affect the type. And I can make the type blue. Okay, it's working. All right, it's just me. Okay, let me highlight this. And I'm going to make the text blue. Pardon me, guys. I've had little sleep, so this is me on little sleep. Okay, so now I have my calendar blue. I will make it a paragraph style later, but for now, let's go ahead and look at pages. And we're going to go to, so right now we're at our master page and we have our master page set. Now you're going to see why I said do not make those changes to it until we get in the working page. So I've just selected working page 1. You know, it's a working page 1 because that 1 is highlighted. What we're going to do now is we can't make any changes. You're like, whoa, but I can't make changes. I'm going to zoom in, but you can. So what we're going to do is there's a shortcut key. We're going to hold Command and Shift and then click. Oh, look at that. I just noticed something. Hang on. Okay. So Command and Shift and click. And now January 2023 happens to start on a Sunday, which is awesome. So all we got to do is get rid of the numbers that we don't need, right? And we're going to do it in the working page. So now we got working page 1. January is set. I do see something I need to change in the master page. Hang on 1 second because I want to make sure that Tuesday is spelled correctly. Okay. So now we got January. So look, check how easy this is. So this is January, right? Watch this. I'm going to make a new page. For February, okay? So we're double click. And now we need to make those changes. We're going to hold Command and Shift or Control and Shift if you're on a PC. So make sure it's Control, PC, Command for Mac, and click. And now all we got to do is change this February, right? So now we need to make changes to this calendar and check this out. So if January ended on Tuesday, that means February starts on a Wednesday. But check this out. I'm gonna zoom in just a little bit more so you can see how easy this is. Okay. So what I need to do is highlight these 3, delete them. Look at that. And February stays right there. Check. Are you kidding me right now? Are you not as excited as I am? Because I'm excited. Okay, so now we got January, we got February. Check this out. Now you got to do is change your photo to match February. We're not going to do that here, but let's do March. Let's go ahead and grab this. Let's get down with March, yo. All right, so now we'll go ahead and change this. And now it's unlocked because we're making the pages based on the pages inside of our out of here. So March, you know what? That's not what we want to do. I just thought about it. Okay. So for March, we're going to click on our new. And the reason we're going to do this is because we want all of our numbers there. So we're going to click on that. And now it pulled it from the master page. We got to unlock our February. So we're going to hit Control Shift plus. We're going to change this to March. And then we're going to go ahead and make changes to our calendar. Control Shift or Command Shift and click. And then we're going to go ahead and, so if February started, so where did February end? February ends on Tuesday, so that means So that means Wednesday is when March starts. So we're going to get rid of what we don't need. March starts at the 1, and we have 31 days in March. We'll delete that. Look at that. You see how easy that is? And that's because we had it all in the master page. We're pulling from the master page. We have all of our numbers. We just delete the numbers that we don't need, and we start over. So I'll show you even more. So February, so we know that March ends on Friday. I'm going to make I'm going to make a new one. I'm going to make a new one. And March ended Friday. So I'm going to hit Command Shift, click. We're going to call this one April. And then we know that we're going to hit Command or Control click. And then April starts Saturday. So we'll click this, delete those. And I think there are 30 days in April. Am I right? Is it 30 days in April? Let me see. Yeah, I think it's 30 days in April. So now we have this situation where you guys know where the days are, where our days end. So in that case, you can do it through the calendar as well, but I'm just going to go ahead and add a diagonal line here, and I'm going to give it a stroke. There we go. And then I would just add like 30 through the type tool, So those days that you have to do that with, that's just neither here nor there. Let me make sure, and then just give it a paragraph style of, did I have a paragraph style on these? Oh, just give it a paragraph style, one of the ones that you've used, like calendar. Oops. Woo-hoo-hoo. Make sure you're on the right thing. All right, this 30, and I'm just going to give it like header, days, lines, header. I'm going to give it days. And then I would just modify it because it's about the same size. So I'll put that in there. And then for this one, I'm going to make a new one, and I would just say additional days. Now, I'm sure there is an easier way to possibly do this, but right now, this is the way that I know. I'm going to hit shading. I saw diagonals in there, though, so that's why I said I'm pretty sure there's another way to do it, but I don't want to do that right now and confuse you and me. Okay, so look. So I got 30, and then boom. Look at that. And then that's all set. So so that's how you would handle that. And look, just like that, we have January, February, March, and April already done for us. That is too awesome. All right. So hopefully you enjoyed what you saw. Hopefully, hang on, let me hit. Okay. Hopefully you enjoyed what you saw. Hopefully you learned something new. Hopefully you'll go out there and make some journals yourself. If you like what you saw and you actually create a journal, let me know. I can be contacted on Instagram, Facebook, Behance, you name it. I'm on all of them. I'm even on Snapchat and YouTube. So these are how you can contact me and tag me in a journal that you create. So if you like the video, please like, share, comment, and newsletter.